What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Mathews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow me on my social media page on Instagram at B Jizzle, BJIZZLE. Follow me on my Facebook page, BJ Mathews. Follow my co-host Rick Masters at RickMasters23 on his Instagram page. Follow him on his Facebook, Broderick Masters. Again, that's Broderick Masters. Follow us on our YouTube and Spotify page where you can find our full episodes every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. West Coast time. You know what I'm saying? Also, continue to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page, and also hit the notification bell where you can always see our updated content. So let's get it popping. So we got another, good one for y'all today. Ben Simmons is in the news again. He will not be attending training camp. He just announced him and his team on September 28th. He has stuck to his guns to pretty much say, like, you know what, I do not want to be in Philadelphia, and you guys are not going to force my hand to, show up for training camp. You're not going to force me to play. So I'm going to stick to my guns and just do what I want to do. And here we are now. So Ben Simmons, I'm going to talk a little bit about, what I think about the whole situation and how do I think both sides can win and where do I feel like Ben Simmons should go. So Ben Simmons, obviously had a meltdown in the playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks. He feels like, the team did not have his back. He did not have his best interest. So he wants out. He feels like the team is not shaped the way he wants to have the team shaped. He doesn't feel like it's a good fit for him. Being there in Philadelphia, a lot of words have been exchanged. Superstar Joel Embiid has some words pretty much not really vouching for Ben Simmons. I've heard reports that Ben Simmons unfollowed. He's not talking to his entire team. So in that situation, a hostile environment, when you can imagine how awkward it could be for Ben Simmons coming to training camp, not talk to his teammates. So it's a sticky situation, but I think Ben Simmons, he needs to, swallow his pride at this point, because not just to show that, he's cowering out, but to get what he wants, in my opinion. I think it's a situation where he has to show up and do what he has to do to get what he wants, because I don't think him, holding out a training camp is going to primarily get him what he wants at first instances. I think it's going to frustrate him. They're talking about docking away $3,000 per day from camp for days that he does not show up. That's a lot of money for anybody, $3,000 a day. It adds up. Take John Wall, for instance, Houston Rockets point guard. He doesn't want to be with the Rockets. The team, they're pretty much rebuilding. John Wall wants to go to a team where he's going to probably be able to be a championship contender. Houston Rockets are not going to go anywhere for the next probably 3 to 4 years. So he says pretty much, I don't want to be here, but I'm going to show up to training camp and help these young guys, throughout the process. And then with that, the team is more willing to move him and give him what he wants. And it's going to make life less harder. John Wall understands if I come to camp, do my job, be a professional, then I'm going to get what I want and get moved out of Houston. But when you're dealing with, billionaires who got billions of dollars, who's cutting your paycheck, you got to remember, sometimes you have to swallow your pride to get what you want. If Ben Simmons says, you know what, I don't want to be in Philadelphia, but I want to, get out of here, I got to be able to basically say, you know what, I'm going to go to camp, I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to work with the team to get us out of here. Because it's been reported the 76ers are trying to get Ben Simmons moved. They've been trying to get him moved all summer, but they haven't found the right trade. My opinion where Ben Simmons needs to go is the Sacramento Kings for this reason only. It was reported that he wants to go to a California team. There's 4 teams in California: the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, and the Kings. The first 3 teams I named, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Warriors, they're pretty much set. They're not trading any of their star players for Ben Simmons. So that leaves only one team in California, the Kings. You can trade De'Aaron Fox, who's not a great point guard, but a good point guard. Can give you like about 20-6, 20-7 a game, or 18-7 with the Philadelphia 76ers with Embiid. And you can move him, and he's a younger point guard. And Ben Simmons can go to Sacramento and get a new start. And he can, kind of be what he needs to do and, move to a different city and still be in California. You know what I mean? It's also been reported that Ben Simmons, well, I don't know if he doesn't really care where he goes in the league. He can go anywhere else. That's how desperate he wants to go out of Philadelphia. But I primarily think California is his first choice. And with that being said, he needs to go to a team that he can start over with a fresh start. Sacramento's not a deep team. But, Ben Simmons, what other options do you really have, besides going to China and playing for the Shanghai Sharks or something like that? But that's my thoughts. What y'all think? You think Ben Simmons is being selfish? You think Ben Simmons is taking the right approach by not going to training camp? Do you think the Sacramento Kings is a good fit for Ben Simmons? If not, where do you think Ben Simmons should go? Should he get traded to Houston? for John Wall. But the only thing about that is John Wall has a enormous contract. So if they were to trade him to Houston, then Philadelphia would have to take on John Wall's contract. So there has to be some modifications for Philadelphia to be able to take on a player like John Wall. So it's a mess at this point. So we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a crazy few couple weeks, and I think there's gonna be a trade or something's gonna happen very soon. So with that being said, you continue again, follow our YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull live. Peace out of here like swimwear.